Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class. It's from Canto 2, which is the Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter 5 and Text 20. We are fortunate this morning to have Her Grace Gita Devi Dasi, Mother Gita from ISKCON Atlanta to give a class. Hare Krishna. Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, and it's all yours. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So we are reading from verse number 20. स एष भगवालिङ्गै स्त्रीभिरेतैरधोक्षजः स्वलक्षितगतिर्भ्रमन् सर्वेषां मम चेश्वरः सः he एषः this Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Lingeha, by the symptoms, Tribihi, by the three, Etehe, by all these, Adhokshajaha, the superseer transcendence, Su Alakshita, veritably unseen, Gatihi, movement, Brahman, O Narada, Sarvesham, of everyone, Mama, mine, Cha, as also, Ishvaraha, the controller. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
O Brahman Narada, the superseer, the transcendent Lord, is beyond the perception of the material senses of the living entities because of the above mentioned three modes of nature. But he is the controller of everyone, including me. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita 7:24 and 25, the Lord has declared very clearly that the impersonalist who gives more importance to the transcendental rays of the Lord as Brahma Jyoti and who concludes that the absolute truth is ultimately impersonal and only manifests a form at a time of necessity is less intelligent than the personalist, however much the impersonalist may be engaged in studying the Vedanta. The fact is that such impersonalists are covered by the above mentioned three modes of material nature. Therefore, they are unable to approach the transcendental personality of the Lord. The Lord is not approachable by everyone because he is curtained by his Yoga Maya potency. But one should not wrongly conclude that the Lord was formerly unmanifested and has now manifested himself in the human form. This misconception of the formlessness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is due to the Yogamaya curtain of the Lord and can be removed only by the Supreme Will as soon as the conditioned soul surrenders unto him. The devotees of the Lord who are transcendental to the above mentioned three modes of material nature can see the all blissful transcendental form of the Lord with their vision of love in the attitude of pure devotional service. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The verse once again. O Brahmana Narada, the superseer, the transcendent Lord, is beyond the perception of the material senses of the living entities because of the above mentioned three modes of nature. But he is the controller of everyone, including me. Such a beautiful verse and such a nice description by Srila Prabhupada in his purport. Now, this chapter is entitled The Cause of All Causes. Who is that? The Supreme Lord Krishna. And if you noticed, Lord Brahma, he's speaking to Narada and he's addressing Narada as Brahmana. Not just saying, my dear child, my son, or Narada. He's calling him as O Brahmana Narada. In the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, verse number 42, Krishna gives us the knowledge about who is considered a Brahmana. Shamo damas tapa shaucham kshantir archvam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. He says that these are the qualities of a Brahmana. Not someone who is born in a Brahmana family is considered to be a Brahmana. No. Has to have the qualifications of being a Brahmana. And what are those qualities? Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. When someone has all these qualities, then that person can be called a Brahmana, not someone who has a Brahman thread or, is born in a Brahmana family. No, not at all. So here we see a conversation between Brahma and Narada. Narad Muni has asked questions because he has seen that his father Brahma has created. He's the second creator. He's created, and after creation, he sees that his father Brahma is performing austerities. So now Narad Muni wants to know that you are so powerful, you can create. Now you are meditating, So he wanted to know, who are you meditating upon? I see beads in your hand. You are chanting. Whose name are you chanting? Is there someone superior to you? Are you worshiping someone who's above you? Are you worshiping the Supreme Lord? So Narad Muni has these doubts and he wants to clarify these doubts. That's a sign of intelligence. Srila Prabhupada says when we inquire, when we ask questions, when we try to clear our doubts, that's a sign of intelligence. And why is Narad Muni asking these questions? Is it that he doesn't know? He knows. But he's inquiring for our benefit, so that Brahmaji will give knowledge. He will explain who is Krishna. And Brahmaji will get an opportunity to glorify Krishna, right? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he informs Narad Muni, I am not the main creator. I'm the secondary creator. Main creator is Krishna, and he calls him Adhokshajaha. The superseer transcendence. The Supreme Lord is the superseer. And not just the superseer, but he's beyond material conception. Srila Prabhupada has explained that anything that is beyond our conception, what should we do? Just forget it? No, we should approach a bona fide spiritual authority. We should try to inquire from them submissively. We heard this in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, verse number 34. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. That when we do that, then our doubts can be cleared. You see, we are in this material body. And this material body, we are affected by three modes of material nature. And we are working under these three modes, sometimes in goodness, sometimes passion, sometimes ignorance, and sometimes there's a mixture of these three modes. And our senses are limited. We don't have unlimited senses like the Supreme Lord. So what happens when we are in this material body, influenced by the three modes of material nature, then it becomes difficult to understand Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explains that just as, we cannot measure the ocean, can we? No. We cannot measure the ocean with our material facilities. That's not possible. You see? Because ocean is so vast. Similarly, Krishna's energies, his opulences, his greatness, we cannot measure because we have limited senses. We are not unlimited, but Krishna's opulences are unlimited. So it is very difficult for us to understand Krishna. But there's a way out. In the Bhagavad Gita also we learned, and Srila Prabhupada explains that if we perform devotional service sincerely and seriously, we will get the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So when we get the mercy, then we can understand Krishna, not by just studying books, reading or hearing or associating. No, we have to follow the whole package. Everything, the whole process that is given to us by Srila Prabhupada. Then we will be able to understand Krishna by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, not by our own endeavors. No. Now, for us to be able to perform pure devotional service, we need to hear. When we keep hearing about Krishna from the right source, then what will happen? We will start wanting to chant. Not just chant, but chant attentively. You see, Srila Prabhupada, he took so much trouble to come to the West to give us Krishna consciousness. He gave us everything, especially the treasure house of his books with all the knowledge given to us in such simple words that it becomes easy for us to grasp it. You see? So he took all the trouble. All we have to do is just put it into practice. That's it. He explained to us that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Personality means a person. He's not impersonal. He's not just Brahma Jyoti. That's just one aspect of the Lord. He is not impersonal. He has a beautiful personal form, which is Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. That's his form. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport, if you notice in the beginning, he quotes the verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, verse 24 and 25. And we learned this in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna tells Arjuna, unintelligent men. He's making it very clear. Such kind of people are not intelligent. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. And due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. So, very clearly, Krishna is stating that those who consider him as impersonal are unintelligent people and have small knowledge. Krishna was personally present in front of Arjuna, in front of all the residents over there. He was personally present on the battlefield. So how can impersonalists call him impersonal? He was standing right in front of Arjuna. Imagine, nothing is there, impersonal. Something there's void, there's nothing, and there is, speaking of Bhagavad Gita, how can a void, something that's void, speak Bhagavad Gita? It has to be a person or personality to be able to speak, right? Man is made in the image of God. So if we have a form, obviously God has a form. So Srila Prabhupada says that the impersonalists, they are less intelligent people. Why? Because they are covered up by three modes of material nature. And Prabhupada calls them short-sightedness. Such nice, apt words that Srila Prabhupada uses in his purports. And such unintelligent impersonalists cannot approach Krishna. Excuse me. Why? Because such impersonalists, they are covered up by Krishna's Yogamaya potency. And because of this potency of Yogamaya, people think Krishna has no form. Now, how to remove this curtain of Yogamaya? Only possible if Krishna desires, only by the will of Krishna. So you see, from this we can understand, we think we are controllers, we are enjoyers, we are the Lord of all I survey, etc., etc. But nothing is in our control. Even our senses are not under our control. Our mind is not under our control. This body is not under our control. So how can we claim that we are the controllers? We have no capacity to remove this Yoga Maya curtain. It's very difficult to overcome Maya. But it can be removed if Krishna desires, by the will of Krishna. We cannot overcome Maya with our own efforts. No, it has to be a sincere desire to progress spiritually, sincere desire to surrender to Guru and Krishna. Follow this path of Bhakti Yoga very seriously. Then this curtain of Maya will be removed by Krishna. And what is the condition? Surrender. You see, and surrender is not very easy. No one likes to surrender to anybody. But that is the only way. So what exactly does surrender mean? Does it mean that you just do a Dandavat Pranam, you go low, lie flat on the ground and just offer prayers? No. That's just a small part of surrender. Actual surrender means following the instructions of Guru and Krishna. When we follow their instructions, and what do they tell us? Very simple process. Chant attentively, follow 4 regulative principles strictly, eat only Krishna Prasadam, right? Read Srila Prabhupada's books, do service, preach. When we do all this, follow the whole process sincerely, then there is purification. You see, the pure devotees, they are free from 3 modes of material nature. They have transcended and come to the mode of pure goodness. And that is why they can see Krishna face to face. They can see the beautiful form of Krishna. Why? Because their eyes are anointed with love for Krishna. Srila Prabhupada talks about this in the purport. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti. Prema anjana. Prem means love. Anjana means that ointment. So when an ointment of love is applied to the eyes, then we can see Krishna face to face. And guess what? This Prema Anjana is not available on Amazon. We cannot buy it. We have to work towards it. We have to work hard, sincerely perform devotional service, and then gradually there will be an ointment of love in our eyes. You see, if somehow or the other we come to the realization that I have no power, you see, it's not in my hands. The success on the spiritual path is not in my hands. I have no power. I am not the controller. I am not the enjoyer. When we come to that humble state of mind, then we will get empowered by Guru and Krishna. So we need to give up this conception of, I can do this and I can do that. I am able to do this. So when we do that, indirectly we are telling Krishna, we don't need you because I can do everything myself. I don't need you. But the moment we admit, after realizing we admit the incapacity, that we are unable to do whatever is required, then Guru and Krishna will empower us. This verse talks, Brahmaji is calling Krishna as Adhokshaja, superseer transcendence. Of course, he's beyond matter, he's beyond perception of our senses, but he is there within our hearts as the super soul, and he is there to guide us, provided we take the first step. Ye yatham bhajante tam tathaiva bhajan. As we surrender unto Krishna, he rewards us accordingly. So he's Adhokshaja. See? And in the verse, Brahma is telling Narad Muni that he himself is controlled by Krishna. But those who are affected by these three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, ignorance, they cannot understand the Supreme Lord. So the problem here seems to be modes of material nature. Of course, there are many problems, but one of them is modes of material nature. So an intelligent person will go to Bhagavad Gita chapter 14 and try and learn from there, that chapter, how do these modes operate and how to overcome them, how to transcend these three modes of material nature. In verse 26, Krishna tells Arjuna, Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samitatyatan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Krishna says, one who engages in full devotional service, not partial, not sometimes, not certain percentage. He says, one who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature. So there are conditions. There's these two conditions we need to fulfill to be able to transcend the three modes of material nature. Now, provided we want to, if we make a choice, we want to transcend, then we need to do these two things. One is engage in full devotional service. The second one is unfailing in all circumstances. These two are required. You see? So what is full devotional service? Srila Prabhupada has explained. Chant attentively, read his book scrutinizingly, follow four regulative principles strictly, serve, do seva in the temple, eat only Krishna prasadam, distribute this knowledge to others. This is full devotional service. Service means serve, right? Service means serve, serving. And unfailing in all circumstances means no matter what, devotional service should not stop. It doesn't matter whether, body is diseased, someone in the family is unwell, a problem in the job, a problem with relatives, friends, whatever it may be. Devotional service must not stop. That is unfailing in all circumstances, because circumstances will change, right? Sometimes there's happiness, sometimes there's distress. No, let me rephrase it. Sometimes there is happiness, most of the times there is distress. But that will be there. What can we do? But it has to be unfailing in all circumstances, doesn't matter what. Then we will be able to transcend the three modes of material nature. You see, here we see Narad Muni is seeing his father, Brahmaji, is performing austerities. And that's required when we perform devotional service. You think it's easy to chant 16 rounds early in the morning? Nope. Is it easy to wake up early in the morning? Nope. Right? It's not possible. It is possible, but it's very difficult. Very difficult. How many of us Put the alarm on snooze. Another 5 minutes, another 5 minutes. It's an austerity. Prabhupada says it is difficult to pull ourselves out of the bed in the morning. He uses the word pull ourselves out, So austerity is required. And we've learned about austerities in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Austerity of speech, always being honest, very pleasing. Our speech should be very pleasing, beneficial to others, while being honest, being beneficial, and not agitating the mind of others. We should, chant, recite the scriptures. These are the austerities of speech. Austerities of the mind is satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, purification. Austerity of the body is to worship the Supreme Lord, the superiors, the brahmanas, cleanliness, again, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence. See? So when we learn all this from the Bhagavad Gita about austerities, then why not put it into practice? It's not just for reading, but it's for application. Knowledge plus application equals to wisdom. Then we become wise. And Srila Prabhupada is given us a very simple process, very simple process. And it's very effective also. We have tried it. If it wasn't effective, we wouldn't be in Krishna consciousness for decades. We would not. Within a few months, we would just disappear because say, it doesn't work. It works. It works, and that is why we are there together. We are there. We are still trying to progress on this spiritual path. Why do we have these morning sessions? Srila Prabhupada introduced Bhagavatam class in the morning, Bhagavad Gita class in the evening. Why? Because it's part of the whole process. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in association of devotees is inspiring, it's motivating. It helps us so that there is more determination on this path. That yes, no matter what, I really, really want to purify myself, qualify myself to go back to the spiritual world. If we don't work towards this goal, then we will be coming back into this cycle of birth and death. How many times do we want to, go round and round and round? When in the fair, there is the Ferris wheel, right? You go for 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. After a few rounds, then you're tired. Like, oh no, I don't want to go, round and round and round, day and night, day and night. No. I had heard that there is this lady in Florida. I don't know where she is, but she goes to Disney World every month. Every month. And she likes to go through all those rides over and over again. I was thinking, spending so much money to go through all those rides over and over again. She said it makes her happy. Well, if it makes us happy to come back into this material world again and again, then what to say? But an intelligent person will understand that this human form of life is very, very rare. We should not let it go waste. And we are more fortunate in this human form because we have been introduced to Bhakti Yoga. We've been introduced to Srila Prabhupada. We've been introduced to Krishna consciousness. We have been introduced to this treasure house of books of Srila Prabhupada. You see, we are so very fortunate. Imagine if we find or someone gives us, say, especially for ladies, someone gives us a diamond necklace. What would we do? Just throw it here, there, anywhere? No, we will protected. We will put it in a safe deposit vault, or in a locker or something, because it is so very valuable. So these books of Srila Prabhupada, they are a treasure house. They're not for, keeping them on the shelves and let it collect dust, but no, opening them and reading them scrutinizingly, reading every day. That is how we will be able to sharpen our intelligence. That's what Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. Sharpen your intelligence with the sword of knowledge. See, reading Bhagavad Gita every day. Now that is the month of Bhagavad Gita. On the 11th of this month, Krishna re-spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna more than 5,000 years ago. And it is still applicable even today. And it'll be applicable for thousands of years now. So let us take up this Krishna consciousness very seriously. And if we have any doubts, we should inquire from senior devotees and try to clear those doubts, because until and unless we remove those doubts, we will not be able to progress. So the verse once again, O Brahmana Narada, the superseer, the transcendent Lord, is beyond the perception of the material senses of the living entities because of the above mentioned three modes of nature. But he is a controller of everyone, including me. I'll end here. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for a wonderful lecture. So much wisdom that's in it. And so, quotations from Bhagavad Gita, just very appropriate to start our week and remember for months and months and months to come. Hare Krishna. So now, dear devotees, this is the time to unmute yourself if you have questions, if you have words of appreciation, if you have takeaways, and other questions not even directly related to this, but because we have definitely a senior devotee with us and his vast experience, it can help us. So please raise your hand if you want to. We'll start with dear Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All good for Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for beautiful class.
Close to Prabhupada.
Mataji, you gave a beautiful example of how many times do we really want to come back and take the same ride, right? Then it reminds me of the verse in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Smriti Jnanam Aponam Cha. So unfortunately, we don't remember what we have already gone through in our past lives. So, but again, I think you already gave the remedy for that. That whenever we are in confusion or doubt, we should hear from our seniors who are knowledgeable and who understand the truth of this life. But again, our memory and our mind is such a big block. How to transcend that, Mataji?
Well, association of devotees is really helpful. Srila Prabhupada always stressed the importance of associating with devotees, because in association, like I always give the example, that when I'm driving and if there is a cop sitting next to me, I'm going to make sure that I follow all the rules and regulations. I'm not going to, speed or, run through red light or anything. I'll be cautious. So when we associate with devotees, like for instance, when we read, or like today, we heard this beautiful verse, we should discuss this with other devotees, you see. And then when we discuss with other devotees, then it is like I'm always talk about this churning of the heart. We understand a lot more, because see, I'm imperfect. I don't have all the knowledge. So based on my little intelligence that I have, I spoke something. But when you talk to other devotees, then you get another perspective to the verse also. Does that make sense? So association really helps.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Honestly, please go ahead.
Hare
Can you-
Krishna, Mother Gita. Please accept my humble obeisance. All goes to your Prabhupada, Mother.
Please accept mine. All goes to Srila Prabhupada.
So wonderful to see you. I really feel like you've been gone for ages, even though it's only 2 months. That's the whole Vipralamba Seva, that mood of separation from the devotees of the Lords that Lord Chaitanya has taught us. So welcome back, Mother. So good to see you. So good to
you.
hear your voice. Mother, I have a question. And in the initial part of the class, you're talking about mercy, that everything operates on the mercy of the Lord. Sometimes, whether we are reading, doing service, or anything of that sort, it's only by the mercy of the Lord. But sometimes, Mother, we come across situations where, we operate on the mood of, I've done it for so long, I'm qualified to get it because I can do it. Or even when we're reading, right? Like you were sharing how important it is to read with devotees, not on our own, because we can draw very, very wrong, conclusion. It's completely speculation. So if we read, we should always read with someone or ask questions. And that is also a mercy factor. How do we know, Mother, or can we know that whatever we are doing, whatever we are reading, whatever we are understanding, the mercy is coming through? Because, mercy is not something concrete or tangible. So how can we know? My goodness, I'm getting this service. It's mercy. I'm not getting it because I'm not ready for the mercy. Because I was told in my old days, if you don't get the service yet, that means you're not ready for it or something like that. So, but our egos are very high that we don't want to accept the fact that I'm not ready for the mercy. You know what I'm saying? So how can we really work on that, to develop that consciousness, Mother?
From what I have learned from my spiritual master, that if we are able to please Guru, then Krishna is automatically pleased. And when Guru is pleased, mercy always is showered from Guru and Krishna, because Krishna is only looking to see if Guru is pleased. And the Guru is pleased when we follow his instructions. So all we have to do is to be to be always very, very conscious of the instructions and follow them. You see, just follow them. So when we do that, then, we are on the right track. Then we don't have to worry, is mercy is being showered on me or not? I'm doing my job. You see, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And just like when we have fever, we cannot see fever, but we can feel it, right? We feel, oh, my body is warm. And then we take the thermometer and we measure it. So similarly, mercy we cannot see, but we can feel it. We can see how our material consciousness is going down, which means our material fever is going down and spiritual fever is coming up. Then we know that we are, receiving the mercy. So is it possible that Parikshit Prabhu, you could take more questions? I just got a text message. There's an emergency. I have to leave. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Is that okay?
Thank you very much for the nice lecture.
I'm so sorry.
No
Thank you
problem
so
at
much.
all. Please, we're fortunate that you were able to give us a lecture.
Yes, thank
So
you.
thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All right, so dear devotees,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mataji is gone, I think.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah,
Hare
we'll let her
Krishna.
know.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Mataji. Any questions? Any questions?
No, Prabhu. No, everything was okay.
Okay.
Lecture always
Wonderful.
good. Always
All
lecture
right.
is good, So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any
Prabhu,
questions from other devotees also?
I
Hare
feel
Krishna.
like, it's not that when we get what we want is the mercy, but even when we don't get anything that we want, that is also his mercy. So everything happens by his mercy, whether we get something or we don't get something. So always we should remember that, oh, this is Krishna's mercy. Thank you, Krishna. So that's what I feel, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, very nice comment. One thing we need to remember is that we are servants. So our main focus is to do the service, get the job done. We also have to remember that our master is a very pious personality and is the supreme controller. Therefore, he's already affectionate towards us. If we turn towards him, then everything we do will, in fact, earn the mercy of the Lord. Even if we feel it, just like you talked about, even if we don't feel it. There's so many things out there. There's some people that live very simply. I'll give an example. Some people live very, very, very simply, but they have huge savings, millions of dollars savings, but they just wear regular T-shirts. And it does not mean that they poor. Of course not. So that's there already. And then every time that the person wants to withdraw something for a particular reason, they can cash in on it. The world should think like that. The service is there. Let me just keep doing the service. Because if the Lord appreciates what we're doing, and that is from when Guru appreciates, and he's happy with us, then Krishna is also happy with us. So when Guru appreciates this, you obey the instructions and you keep going, you are in safe hands already. So much spiritual credits have been deposited via our service. So there's nothing to worry about. Am I getting the mercy? Am I not getting the mercy? Just keep serving and you'll be all right. Hare Krishna. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I
Very
really like
simple.
the point that Prabhu just mentioned, which is what I
Yeah.
was taught also. Even if we don't get the service, it's also mercy, because I remember one of my senior god sister telling me many years ago, Prabhu, that because I'm not mature enough to understand the depth of that particular service, because I need a bit more growing in my Krishna consciousness to avoid making offenses. So therefore, the mercy is not ready yet. It's like deity worship, right? Just because I got first initiated and not getting Brahman right away doesn't mean that I'm qualified. It's because deity worship, requires a lot of, being aware of offenses, and I'm not mature to get Brahman yet. So that was a very nice point, Prabhu, that you mentioned, that, that it's, like, even if we don't get the service, is that it doesn't mean that it's something negative. We didn't get the mercy because we're not mature enough to be able to handle that service. So that was a very nice point, Prabhu. Thank you for mentioning that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you for your comments. But in general, the what is you understand? Going back to Godhead means getting a spiritual master that will guide you back to Godhead. And that is Harinam Diksha. That is the first initiation. Second initiation is not something that you have to endeavor for. It's not a thing that you endeavor for. It comes through the mercy of the spiritual master, through the mercy and the things that are observed by management and so on. They are also, management is also servants. They're also servants. So nobody should just say, after this time, I've been here so long, therefore I'm qualified to do it. No. No. If you think that way, you're not even humble. You're not even humble. Humility is out the door if you think that way. You should never, ever think that way. Just keep serving. Keep serving. The Lord knows our heart, knows the situations, and sometimes there's so many things to be cleared up first before that we're giving more responsibility. And the Lord knows it. We may not know it, but the information, the situation, and the steps to go on will be communicated through the hearts of management, and then they'll make a decision. But we don't have to worry, because in your first initiation, Harinam initiation, you have the opportunity, you have a reservation to go back to the spiritual world, which is the ultimate thing. So yeah, if you want to do more service, and as far as service is concerned, menial service, the more menial, the more humble we become. And that's always available. So anyone can do service in the temple Not necessarily be on the altar, but do service in the temple, any part of the temple, and contribute also financially to the temple. Those things are very, very important. If you leave some out and then you want to go up higher and then you see there's a block, look at your own self. Why? The problem is from our own self, our own minds. That's where you start. You fix the mind, you will see there's some things that will fall in place, especially when it comes to deity service. It comes with commitment. You can't do it as you like, whenever you like. That's why Mataji quoted this. Mam Yoga Vicharina, Bhakti Yogena Sevate. Are we ready to serve unfailing in all circumstances? Are we ready to serve unfailing in all circumstances? If the answer is honestly yes, you will definitely get more service, because in bhakti, the results of doing well in bhakti is not less service, more service. You're going to get more. You're going to get more, much more, many more services, types of services. So we have to clean up our own acts first before we consider going to second initiation. Hare Krishna. Any other comments, questions?
Yes, I think you did. I mean, Mother Gita did mention in her class that, as you're mentioning, that
Yeah, unfailing in all circumstances.
And she was saying that service, no matter what, we have to make sure that the service continues. I think something she made to that effect. So
yeah,
thank you for repeating that. Yeah.
In other words, obstacles come, you still should be determined to do the service. Not that obstacle comes, oh, I've got a good excuse now. Or sometimes we even make up some excuses just to stop doing some things that we don't feel like doing. Austerity is part of it. Mother Gita talked about getting up in the morning as part of austerity. And says the Prabhupada says we have to pull ourselves out of bed. Yeah, not many people want to get up early in the morning, but they have to do it for Krishna. That's how you develop love for Krishna. Damodar Prabhu, please go ahead. You raise your hand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada.
All glories to all the devotees on the call. It was very nice class. A lot of points to think about. A lot of points that keep on reminding me the other classes that I have heard in past. So just today morning, a very nice Vyas Puja offering was being offered to Srila Radhanath Maharaj, and the devotee mentioned that they were in Govardhan Eco Village of Radhanath Maharaj, and Maharaj was taking a tour of the Goshala, the cow protection area, and so he made a rule in the past that every devotee who is serving in Govardhan Eco Village should come to the Goshala and take care of the cows for 1.5 hours every week. He made it the rule for every devotee coming to that coming for service. So while taking that particular round or inspection kind of, so uh, he was asking a couple of devotees, like, how is everything going on? Is everyone coming and serving the cows, like that? And then the devotee in front of him was actually missed on it the previous week, because he went for some preaching in the school. So he, he lowered his neck, basically looking down towards the ground, and then again he looked up and Maharaj asked him, did you come last week? How are you doing with your service? And Prabhuji was like, Prabhuji started giving excuse, like, yeah, Maharaj, I went to school and this, and in a very soft voice, Maharaj said, what? And then the person beside him said, like, was helping him out, like Maharaj, he was helping out with school preaching and this thing, so that's why he couldn't. Then Maharaj was like, no excuses. uh, that just explains that what the mood of these devotees or every sannyasi has, that no matter what you are doing, if you are around the temple, if you are doing service in a particular community, some things that are like very specifically required from you are to be done. I don't know excuses to those things. So yeah, it was very nice pastime that I heard, and made me realize a lot of things. So thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for sharing information. Remember, the spiritual master's orders are very important. When you ask in a very soft tone, do this or do this, if he makes a general rule, you have to try to follow it. You really have to endeavor to be successful in following the orders of the spiritual master. Because if we don't follow the orders of the spiritual master, that is the third of the 10 offenses towards chanting the holy name. Follow the orders of the spiritual master. The spiritual master says do something specific, and you say, "Oh, I will do this other thing." Well, now spiritual master says take something white. So I'm going to take something green. Well, green is not white. Needless to say, so you have actually disobeyed. That's what it boils down to. You didn't do what he asked to do, so you do exactly what he asked. If you have an issue and you don't understand something, you always can ask a question about it for clarity. But you don't change what you've been asked to do. No, you have to do as you've been asked. That's all. Hare Krishna. Thank you for bringing it up. Damodar Prabhu. Any other comments, questions, or takeaways? If not, then we'd like to thank you very much for coming. It's good attendance Monday morning. Very, 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 very nice. And as we all know, Mother Gita gives wonderful, wonderful lectures. So we're blessed to have, again, be able to come back. She has actually, traveling is one thing and the body giving problems. And we get older, that's what happens. She has to deal with all of that, but still, she has always got us in mind and she's ready to come, and she definitely will jump in and serve and give us the wisdom. So very, very much grateful to her. All right. And dear devotees, the beginning of the week, have a wonderful, wonderful Krishna conscious week. Panchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhvi evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Glory to the Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Glory to the Prabhupada.